26-year-old Luigi Mangione is in custody tonight in Pennsylvania, arraigned on unrelated felony gun charges and lying to police about his identity.
We have a strong person of interest in the shooting that shook our city last week.
5 days after United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was stalked and gunned down on the streets of Midtown Manhattan, the masked shooter fleeing on an e-bike into Central Park and eluding police long enough to get out of the city.
The suspect was in a McDonald's and was recognized by an employee who then called local police.
280 miles west of New York City, eating breakfast. Officer Tyler Fry, who's been on the job just 6 months, described approaching Mangione.
Me and my partner and I recognized him immediately. Didn't even think twice about it. We knew that was our guy.
Local police detained Mangione after he showed them this fake ID from New Jersey with the name Mark Rosario, the same one he used to check into a Manhattan hostel, according to 2 senior law enforcement officials. The NYPD says it was one of multiple fake IDs in his possession, along with a U.S. passport, a similar mask and clothing worn by the gunman, and this weapon with a suppressor like the one used in the shooting.
The gun appears to be a ghost gun, may have been made on a 3D printer, the capability of firing a 9mm round.
Altoona police also discovered a handwritten 3-page manifesto, according to officials. 2 senior law enforcement officials say it references the healthcare industry.
It does seem that he has some ill will toward corporate America.
Mangione has not been charged in last week's shooting. Officials believe he has been in Pennsylvania for several days.
He was in a variety of locations across the state, to include Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and points in between.
The NYPD says Mangione was born and raised in Maryland, his last known address in Hawaii. He was the valedictorian at an all-boys private school in Baltimore, according to his LinkedIn page.
Our class was able to explore the new while also preserving the old.
The University of Pennsylvania says he graduated in 2020 with a bachelor's and a master's in computer science. A fraternity at the school also confirming he was a member. Tonight, investigators say they are combing through his online posts, and there are many on platforms including Facebook, X, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Goodreads, which reveals the 26-year-old appears to be a prolific reader. On Goodreads, Mangione shared someone else's take on the manifesto written by the Unabomber Ted Kaczynski. When all other forms of communication fail, violence is necessary to survive. It's not terrorism, it's war and revolution. Mangione saying he found it interesting. Thompson's murder triggered a backlash online against healthcare companies, many sharing their anger with the industry, some people even celebrating the killer. At United Healthcare in Minnesota, the company put up temporary fencing, while today a private funeral was held for the CEO, 50-year-old father of 2, Brian Thompson. Stephanie Gosk, NBC News, Altoona, Pennsylvania.
I'm joined now by NBC's Tom Winter, who has been following every step of this investigation. Tom, what else are police looking at as they try to piece together what happened?
Sure, Lester. Investigators from the NYPD Detective Bureau and their intelligence analysts will try and figure out what the motive may be in the case. We're told they're looking at a post on his social media with someone's x-rays and screws in the back. Is that his back, a relative? Does it have connection to the case? Just one of the many items they are looking at. And why didn't facial recognition work? Well, law enforcement officials say it could be because the image quality wasn't high enough. Lester?